Hello, you lovely people. Welcome back to the channel. Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in. It's another Henry Cavill video. Hi there. Um, it'll be a short one because this is just batshit crazy. All right. So good news, Henry Cavill is going to get to do this 40K thing, which hopefully Amazon will not fuck up. But right on the tail of that is all of these new allegations about Henry Cavill's behavior on the set of The Witcher and how, boy, he was lucky to get out of there unscathed, relatively unscathed. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this for a lot of reasons, but I do have my particular take on it. It's coming from a source called Dumois, is sort of the origin point, patient zero for this. And it's an anonymous posting that they put up, basically saying, and then they have a reputation for basically kind of doing insider, behind the scenes, inside baseball kind of stuff with the entertainment industry. It's one of those places people can go, hey, this is what was really going on, this is what was happening. And a lot of these are usually anonymous, and this one is anonymous because, well, there's a couple of reasons. One, it could be anonymous because the person saying this stuff doesn't want to lose their job. They don't want to make enemies in Hollywood, which is very easy to do apparently, and it can really blow up and destroy your career. So, good reason to stay anonymous. It is, however, also an extremely convenient way to drop trash that you don't have to back up with anything solid, just to kick some dirt on someone's shoes. So, which one is it? I don't know. The timing seems a little weird, but it could be someone who has seen, kind of the narrative that's been going around, poor Henry Cavill, and is like, oh, that's bullshit, and is trying to kind of set the record straight. It could also be someone who is like, oh, poor Henry Cavill. He screwed us all over when he left the show, and we're probably not going to get a season 4, and I'll be out of work, and I'm pissed off about that. There are a lot, the allegations in here, there's nothing sexual. There's nothing like there's no allegations in there that says, Henry Cavill touched me inappropriately, said anything of a sexual nature to me. There's nothing like that. What they do say is that Henry Cavill was kind of a pain in the ass to work with on the set. I'm paraphrasing. All of this is paraphrasing. They said that he kind of bucked the chain of command, that he was, basically rewrote scenes and didn't tell his fellow actors about it to the last minute, stuff like that. And basically, Lauren Histrich, I believe is how you pronounce the name. Histrich, I believe. The showrunner, which I was going to show you some stuff from her in a minute, but basically that he kind of like usurped her authority, overrode her authority. This is being presented as him being kind of toxic and disrespectful to females on the set. And the only thing I will say is that, after everything that we went through with Johnny Depp, I personally believe that, you should totally take allegations like this seriously, but we really do have a system where it's innocent until proven guilty for a reason. And we've pretty much completely forgotten innocent until proven guilty. And I think this has a little bit of a whiff of damage control to it. They're trying to turn this narrative around and maybe get some people back that they've lost because they lost Henry Cavill. It's a big fucking mess, and it's like most things, we'll probably never, know the actual, here is the truth 100%. We're gonna have to kind of make our way through it. Me personally, having read through the stuff and then followed up by basically doing a little research, which I ain't got any Hollywood contacts, nothing like that. I'm just a poor old Q-list writer living my best life out here in the boonies. But I do think that I would need to see a little more receipts. I'd need to see some receipts from this, and I'd need to probably have it collaborated with somebody who's willing to go on the record and say, yeah, it was like this. Now, that being said, I've owned 3 comic book and game stores in my life. I have been around the geek culture. I am a geek. I'm a nerd. I am a dweeb. I am all those things, and I fly my flag proud. That being said, do I see in Henry Cavill the nuanced traits of someone who might have? One of the things they say in there is like, he used gamer language with his coworkers, like bro and stuff like that, and that he was addicted to video games. Again, that's great. You can say he's addicted to cocaine. You can say he's addicted to whatever. Prove it. Give me something other than just, here's an anonymous allegation. And as anonymous allegations go, addicted to video games is pretty weak sauce. That's not the way, which makes me think they were real. Here's what I think happened. Here's Rahdo's take on it. The Knavester. I think that, like any other job, you have got job gossip, and you have people who bitch and moan and complain about the people they work with. Never to their face, always behind their back. Whisper, whisper, whisper. We've all worked jobs like that. Shit, it's almost impossible not to work a job like that. And I think after 3-4 years of working together, this is all of the little gripes. This is the equivalent of someone, and then he stole my lunch out of the fridge, even though it was clearly marked as my lunch. It's shit like that. I think that they said he was late sometimes because of video games. The famous story is that he was late to his Superman audition because he was was World of Warcraft rating, and was late because of that. And I've known enough geeks and freaks to know that there's quite a few of them that are late to everything. My friends have a joke: there's regular time and there's rod time. So do I think there's probably a little? I think there's probably a little truth peppered in with a lot of hyperbole to make Henry Cavill look as rough as they possibly can. And I think it's probably for a lot of reasons. I think that probably what was happening was he was difficult to work with. One of the interesting things they say in there is he became friends with one of the writing staff, who was also kind of like a gamer guy, and apparently, and that guy was fired, and then Henry Cavill became much more difficult to work with after the guy was fired. I am wondering, is this the guy who ended up becoming the showrunner for X-Men 97 for the cartoon, who basically made the statement that has been around the world a couple of times, that there were a lot of folks in the Witcher writing room who did not respect the material and mocked it, kind of hated it? And if that's the case, this is the first time I've ever heard of him getting fired. And it might, again, if he was fired, that might paint what he said in a different light. If he and Henry Cavill were friends, that changes a lot of dynamics in this. It's just weird that he left, and usually The news cycle was he left. Why did he leave? We don't know why. Oh, he must have left to go do Superman. Well, that was speculation. Why didn't mysterious poster come out then? Why now? And the only thing that I can think of that has changed is The Witcher has been getting a lot of shit for losing Henry Cavill. And the narrative has become that they chased Henry Cavill off because he was a canon purist, and he liked canon. I won't even say he's a purist, because that's one of the things I've noticed too. A lot of these articles are dropping little words in there to make it to basically just paint Cavill in the worst possible light in all of this. And that sounds like a psyop. It sounds like some studio production, media relations folks, Netflix, Witcher, are trying to spin this to save some of their audience and save some face. So, anyways, but basically, I would be curious to find out if anybody knows for certain if the gentleman who became the showrunner for X-Men 97 was fired from The Witcher or quit The Witcher. I would love to know. Let me know in the comments. Let me also know if you think I'm full of shit. Let me know if you're tired of hearing about fucking Henry Cavill. Because I thought I was really done. I was like, it sucks what they did to him. Hey, he's got a new job and it'll make him really happy. Yay. And then literally the same day I post that, this shit starts flying. So I'm hoping this will be on my desk. I'm hoping that this will be the last of this for a while, but it probably won't be. I mean, this shit just Hollywood really is like a freaking dark dimension, like Dormammu or something. It's just messed up. It's psychological warfare all the freaking time. It could teach the CIA a thing or two, especially these days. Anyways, so let me share something with you. Well, I don't know if I can share it with you. Hang on a second. Hey, look, everybody. Rod's gonna do some weird shit with his computer again. Gosh, I hope he doesn't fuck it up. I hope he didn't just disappear for a second or something. And I'm really kind of staring into whatever you can't see. All right, let's try this again. Oh, look, there she is. And there we go. That is Lauren Hessrich. Lauren Schmidt Hessrich. Thank you, Wikipedia. No, I'm not giving you any money. I was looking at her career, her kind of her, CV, and I am a little impressed. At least it looks impressive on here. She wrote for the Netflix Daredevil series and was an executive producer on the Netflix Daredevil series and the Defenders. And I fucking love. I was actually talking to a friend of mine who hates everything, and he loved the Netflix Daredevil series, and I did too. I think I'll be honest. I really enjoyed Daredevil. I really enjoyed Luke Cage season 1. Season 2 not as much, but I really, really, really liked season 1, and I think Luke Cage was my favorite of all of them. But Daredevil and Luke Cage were kind of like cage match fighting it out, because I really liked the Daredevil series too. Charlie Cox was an amazing Daredevil. I say was because I can see they're already going to deconstruct him for Disney TV and for Disney Plus and all this bullshit. It's not going to be the same. You're not going to have the Kingpin decapitating someone with a car door on a Disney Plus show. That ain't going to fucking happen. And great way to introduce Daredevil, by the way, having him do the walk of fucking shame in She-Hulk. Great job. Marvel has a really, really uncanny ability to introduce new characters and immediately just totally invalidate them. And they did that in Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange Mom, Multiverse of Madness, with pretty much all of the Illuminati. It just, but I mean, okay, so anyway, she's with the Umbrella Academy, which I did like the Umbrella Academy, what I've seen of it. I haven't watched all of it, but I did enjoy season 1 and season 2 a lot. And then we get into The Witcher, and this is the same Lauren Hisrich, who a week or so ago was begging people to stick with the show and to give them time to, stick with the show, even though Henry was leaving. Watch season 3. Please watch the spinoff, which I think the spinoff is on here. Blood Origin. I think Nightmare of the Wolf kind of got just ratioed into the earth as well, if I'm not mistaken. Look, Henry Cavill was the biggest selling point they had in The Witcher. He's a movie star. He looks good, all dirtied up. A friend of mine, Katie, she's always saying he looks better. Some guys clean up good. Henry Cavill dirties up good. So, anyways, Witcher's got problems, and it seems to me like maybe they're trying to buy back a little goodwill, or they're trying to play the victim card. Whichever it is, I don't care. I had stopped watching The Witcher after season 2. I don't even got all the way through season 2. Even with Henry Cavill, it was just kind of I do want to read the books. I actually was looking. I was out doing a little Christmas hunting, and they had every Witcher book except the first one. So at some point, I want to pick those up and read them because I hear they're really, really good. But here's the thing: if Henry Cavill was on set and he was being, I think what probably happened, and again, this is all speculation, but I think maybe what may have happened here was Henry Cavill was hired to do this job. He got really excited about it. Like a lot of the folks, like I said, I've been around a lot of geeks my whole life. I've been in game store situations where I've been, kind of running the store and coordinating things and dealing with them, tournaments, and just hanging out in the store. Geeks can get obsessive. They really can, especially with things they love. And as Henry Cavill put it in one interview, they're passionate. They're passionate about the things that they care about. That's why you end up having guys sitting in stores, comic book stores, for 2 or 3 hours, arguing over some run of a comic or some change to a character. While you have folks on, message boards, Reddit, all this other shit, just going on and on and on about some change they made. Why does he have organic web shooters? Why doesn't he have mechanical web shooters? Shit like that. That seems insane to a lot of people. But bye, Lauren. But you also have people who talk about these, talk about a soap opera, or talk about some reality show, or talk about a football team with the same degree of passion, the same degree of focus. We all have something that we love and care about, that we're passionate about, that we obsess over. And when those things get tinkered with, toyed with, fucked with, everybody has a point where they're like, what is this? And they'll bitch about it. They'll complain about it. Henry Cavill was in the unique position of being the star of The Witcher show. The Witcher show wasn't even really a blip on the radar. There were a few folks like gamers, geeks, who were like, "Ooh, they're going to do a Witcher show. Ooh, that sounds kind of neat." Ooh, but for the general public, I didn't know who the fuck the Witcher was. And then Henry Cavill got attached to it after all the fucking bullshit that he went through with DC the first time around. So he made that show something that people sought out and watched. I would guarantee you that 80+% of The Witcher's initial audience came there because of Henry Cavill. And he was very passionate about the books and the games. And I'm sure he made that passion clear to the folks he worked with. And I'm sure the folks he worked with, a lot of them, especially the writers, from what we're hearing, could give less than a fuck about The Witcher. They give less a fuck than about the books. They give less a fuck about the horse. They didn't give a shit about any of that stuff. but Henry Cavill did. And he brought that with him to work because he was passionate about his work. So I think there's probably a little grain of truth in this, but I also think this is a lot of this is just like whispering behind the back of the coworker that pisses you off bullshit. I don't think Henry Cavill is evil. I don't think Henry Cavill is misogynist. I don't think that he's a bigot. I don't think that he hates women. I think that one of the things they mentioned in there too, which I thought was very interesting, very telling, was one of the complaints was he didn't want to do any more like kissing scenes. He didn't want to do any scenes with his shirt off. All right, let's flip that for a minute. I am horrible at names, as those of you who have stayed with the channel are familiar. Amelia Clark. Damn, I got it. Amelia Clark, after season 1 of Game of Thrones, and it was a hit, put a stipulation into her contract. She basically amended her contract. She didn't want to do any more nude scenes. She didn't want to do more topless scenes. She didn't want to do more sex scenes. And she didn't. So why is that stunning and brave of Amelia Clark, but it's somehow toxic of Henry Cavill to not want to be a fucking hunk of meat? You decide. I'm just saying. Anyways, this has gone on way fucking longer than I intended it to. But go check out, if you want to, go check out the allegations, read it. You will notice there's no specific events. There's people said this, people did that. Henry Cavill said this, Henry Cavill said that. But it's all just unfounded allegation. And take that, if you want to believe it, believe it. If you don't want to believe it, don't believe it. If, in my opinion, I think that's probably a little tiny grain of truth in it that's been amplified to a ridiculous amount because some people have some sour grapes. Some people are pissed off that he's getting all the sympathy and the poor folks on The Witcher aren't. And I will say this, after I heard these allegations and stuff, my visceral first response was fuck The Witcher. Fuck the show. I was already done with it before. I'm doubly done with it now. I have no desire to see goddamn Liam Hemsworth as Geralt. I have no fucking desire to find out what the story is going to be. I have no interest. I have zero interest in The Witcher. And that's me personally. But I was already there before all this shit blew up. I was there before he left the show. Does that make me a trendsetter? I don't know. You again decide. Anyways, I'm going to try to double dip today. I'm going to try to get my ISOM video in because fucking Henry Cavill keeps pushing ISOM 1 back. Sorry, Eric July. I'm very sorry. It is happening. I wrote up my notes and my script and stuff. I don't really have a script. Shocker, spoiler, Rod doesn't have a script. But I did make some notes about ISOM 1 that I wanted to point out to you. Because I'm excited to talk about it. Because ISOM 2 is getting produced right now, and I'm very excited about that. And if you are a comic book person, and you have felt like you've been wandering in the desert for many years, you may want to check out ISOM. That's a little teaser for my review. Anyways, thank you guys for for showing up again. Looking at the thumbnail, going, another fucking Henry Cavill. Yes. It's not me. You can hate the game, don't hate the player. I'm just reporting on this shit, and it's like I thought we had a happy ending, off into the sunset, blah blah blah, and then here comes this shit. So, make of it what you will. Tell me what you think about all this, and tell me what you think of The Witcher. If you're a fan, look, I'm not trying to honestly. If you dig The Witcher and you've enjoyed it, my friends Katie and David, they've watched it all through. They're pissed off that Henry Cavill's gone. And they make this face whenever you mention Liam Hemsworth. I feel bad for Liam Hemsworth in this too, because the poor guy hasn't done anything. It's just, we need like a buff looking guy to take over for Henry Cavill. And we don't have a lot of budget money. So Liam Hemsworth. Anyways, please like, and subscribe to the channel. Click on the little belly bell, ring a ding ding, and let me know your thoughts on The Witcher, on Henry Cavill, on when the fuck I'm going to get back to actually reviewing writings. They're doing writing stuff again. It is happening. It is happening. It's just holy fuck. I mean, this channel is a lot of things, and part of it is the things that interest me and that I'm passionate about. And it really did piss me off. Kind of, I think they've done Cavill dirty. But I mean, I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep about it. He's a fucking millionaire, and he looks like that. A couple of the things I've put up, I've had several of my YouTube friends be like, I would watch Henry Cavill, read the phone book. So the guy's going to do just fine. He's okay. But it is interesting that he is one of us. He is a geek. There's no denying that. He's not faking that shit. There's no reason for him to. He's gotten more shit about it than anything else. There's no advantage to saying you're a geek in Hollywood. To be a real geek in this world is different than to be a chic geek. There's a lot of chic geeks. There aren't as many real ones, and the real ones don't get quite the accolades that the chic geeks get. Anyways, love you guys, mean it. See you on the next video. Thank you so much for everything. I'm going to put up a link from my Patreon if you want to jump on there. The novel I'm doing, Black Coda, I'm getting ready to do another chapter for that. We've got some gaming stuff we're doing in the new year. So please jump on board and join the Patreon fun train. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Get on board. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Take care.